Hello student, welcome to GATE 2022 Machine Design Solution. So my dear friends, let's start with this question. So what is this question? A bracket is attached to a vertical column by means of two identical rivets U and V separated by a distance of 2a, and this value is given 100 mm as shown in the figure. The permissible shear stress of the rivet material is how much? 50 megapascal. Well, if the load P is equal to 10 kilonewton is applied at an eccentricity equal to 3 root under 7a, the minimum cross-sectional area of each of the rivet to avoid the failure is dot 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 mm square. So my dear friends, that is the numerical answer type question, NAT question, and that question has been asked in GATE 2022 having weightage of 2 marks. If you talk about the topic, so my dear friends, that question has been taken from the joints, and more precisely we can say from the riveted joint. What? From the riveted joint. As you know, and it was expected because such type of question is very frequently going to ask in GATE exam. So in the classroom, it was also expected that such kinds of question can be asked, and yes, that has been asked. So my dear friends, if we talk about the difficulty level of this question, so it is a moderate, not much more difficult, not much more easy, but yes, slightly calculation is involved there, but you can solve this question very easily. First, let's just understand what you have to calculate. So you have to calculate the minimum cross-sectional area of each rivet. So my dear friends, you can see you have two rivet 1 U and rivet V, and the distance between this is given 2 mm. Okay, 2a, and the value of 2a is given 100 mm. Well, this is given how much? 100 mm. So my dear friends, let's assume this is your rivet V, okay, and this is your rivet U. So first of all, I have to calculate the primary shear force. What I have to calculate? I have to calculate primary shear force. So this is, always write down, keep in mind, Fp1 is equal to Fp2 is equal to Fp3 is equal to so on Fpn. This will be equal to P upon N. That is a general concept that you have to be always keep in mind when you are going to calculate the primary shear force. Okay. So what is Fp1? This is primary shear force on the rivet 1. This is primary shear force on the rivet 2. This is primary shear force on rivet 3. Like that. Okay. And that all are will be in equal magnitude, and this will be equal to P upon N. Here, what is the value of P, my dear friends, in this question? So this is given 10 kilonewton. Well, this is given 10 kilonewton, and only two rivet is there, U and V. So you can say, sir, here Fp1 is equal to what, sir? This will be Fp2, and it will be P upon N. What is P, my dear friends? 10. And what is the number of rivets? Here N is what? This is number of rivets. Okay. How many number of rivets is there? So only 2, sir. So 2. Okay. So what you will get, my dear friends? You will get 5 kilonewton. Okay. And this is the force, then obviously it is a vector count quantity, so you have to define the direction well. So what is the direction of primary shear force, my dear friends? Always keep in mind the direction of primary shear force you have to choose in such a way that it will oppose the applied external force. What is the applied external force? This is the 10 kilonewton in downward direction. So what is the primary shear force direction? Just opposite to this. That means the direction will be just upward. This is, let's assume, Fp1, and this will be also Fp2, and the direction will be upward. Both is 5 kilonewton. So keep in mind always what you have to keep in mind, the direction of the primary shear force always opposite to the applied force, so that net force will be 0. Okay. Well, so that is Fp1, and this is given also 5 kilonewton. Now what you have to next step, so you have to calculate the secondary shear force. What you have to do, my dear friends? You have to calculate the secondary shear force. So how I can calculate the secondary shear force? So in the calculation of secondary shear force, my dear friends, you have to keep one thing in your mind, that net movement should be 0 with respect to center of gravity of the rivet. That is center of gravity of the rivet. Okay, that is center of gravity of the rivet, and net movement should be what? 0. So if you talk about the movement about G, my dear friends, if you talk about moment about G, so what should be? Summation, it should be what, my dear friend? 0. So what is moment? So we can say, sir, P is to E. Eccentricity is how much? E. Okay. And one thing that you have to be keep in mind here, my dear friends, this is P is to E. So this will be in which direction, my dear friends? This will be in the clockwise direction. So you have to give the direction of secondary shear force in such a way that it will oppose this. That means you have to give the secondary shear force direction like that. It will be in the opposite direction, and here in this, so that it will be in this counterclockwise. So here we can say, sir, this will be minus of Fs1, and let's assume this distance is L1. Let us assume this distance is, my dear friends, L1, and this distance is what? L2. So Fs1 into L1 minus of what? Fs2 into L2. And more precisely we can say from there, so can I say P is to E is equal to Fs1 L1 plus Fs2 L2. Now question is that, so P is to E is equal to Fs1 L1 plus of Fs2 L2. Now question is that, sir, here Fs1 is unknown and Fs2 both is unknown. How I can calculate? But one thing, my dear friend, that you have to keep in mind here, in this question 2a is given. So this is repeat U and this is V. So their distance is given, my dear friends, 100 mm. So what will be their center of gravity that at that point G? So that will be 50 mm, that will be 50 mm. So L1, L2 is known. That is what? This is how much? This is 50 mm. And what about this? This, so this is also 50 mm. So in this question, L1, L2 is known. L1 equal to L2 and is equal to what, my dear friends? 50 mm. Well, sir. Now, further you will get confused. Sir, here two unknown is also known. Okay, let's assume, sir, L1, L2 is known. But how I can calculate Fs1 and Fs2? Because both are unknown. So, my dear friends, just keep in mind one thing. Secondary shear force is Fs upon L is always constant. Fs upon L is what? Always constant. Always constant. Or you can say, sir, Fs, secondary shear force, directly proportional to length. Secondary shear force is directly proportional to what? Length. So that's why you are going to say Fs upon L is equal to constant. So can I write like that? Sir, Fs1 upon L1 is equal to what, sir? Fs2 upon L2. Yes, sir, I can write. So in this question, my dear friends, we can see directly given L1, L2 is same and this is given 50 mm. So can you say, sir, Fs1 is equal to Fs2? Yes, my dear friends. Why? Because from there we can find if equal distance, then value will be same. So here L1, L2 is same from the center of gravity. That's why Fs1, Fs2 will be same. So very simply we can say, sir, P is to E is equal to, sir, 2 Fs1 into L1. So what is P, my dear friends? P, so sir, 10 kilonewton. What is E, my dear friends? What is E? So 3 root under 7a. Well, so sir, this is 3 root under 7 into a. And what is 2 Fs1? I have to calculate into L. What is the L, my dear friends? So directly you can say, sir, A. This is total 2a. So what will be half A? Total 2a na? Yeah, that total 2a. So what is there? Half. So A. So that is A. So this will be gets cancelled out. From there we will get the value of Fs1. From there we will get the value of Fs1, and that will come out to be 39.68 kilonewton. And yes, it will be equal to Fs2 because both are at the same distance from the center of gravity. That's why both have same magnitude. Well, you have get the secondary shear force. Now what we have to do? So let's, what with direction? So we can say, sir, this is our repeat V, and this is, let's assume, our repeat U, sir. So what was the direction of primary shear force, my dear friends? What was the direction of primary shear force? So sir, vertically upward. That was Fp1. What is direction of secondary shear force on the P? On the V. So this is in this direction. Then only it will produce counterclockwise couple. So here we can say, sir, this is in this direction. Okay. So can you calculate their resultant? Yes, sir. Can you calculate their resultant? Yes. So what will be resultant, my dear friends? So sir, it will be Fp1 squared plus Fs1 squared. And this will be same on this, because you know this is your what? Fp2, and this is here. So we will get the same resultant. Resultant will be same, no change. Okay. So what is this Fs1, my dear friends? What is R? So in this question, Fs1 is known. How much, my dear friends? So sir, this is given 5 kilonewton. Well, sir. And what about this? What about Fs1? So sir, 39.68. 39.68 whole square. Okay, from there what we will get, my dear friends? From there, if you get, then we will get the value. If you calculate this, just put this value in the calculator, we will get resultant is what? 40 kilonewton. So you have get the resultant is how much? This is 40 kilonewton. Now what we can do, my dear friends? See, most important thing which is given in the question, the permissible shear stress of the rivet material is 50 megapascal. Okay, that means tau of the material, tau of the permissible or material, this is given 50 kilo, not kilo, this is 50 megapascal. That means the material of the rivet cannot withstand more than 50 megapascal of the shear stress. So and you have to calculate, so what is the shear load, my dear friends? So we can say, sir, instead of what is load, so sir, stress into area, na? So what is R? You can say, sir, stress into area. So you can write R is equal to what much, sir? This is 40 into 10 to the power 3 is equal to how much stress it is given? So sir, 50 into 10 to the power 6 into area. And yes, I have to calculate the diameter now. What I have to calculate, my dear friends, in this question? So minimum cross-sectional area of each rivet. Okay. So what directly you have to calculate the A. Directly what you have to do? You have to calculate the minimum cross-sectional area A. So just do and put this value, and from here we will get the value of A, my dear friends. By solving this, we will get the value of A, and the value of A will come out to be, I think, if you solve this, then we will get this 800 mm square. How much? 800 mm square. That's a very simple. So my dear friends, that is a very frequent question going to ask in your exam. What you have to keep in mind in such type of question, first of all, what you have to do, calculate the resultant force. First of all, calculate the resultant force. For the calculation of resultant force, what you have to do, my dear friends, you have to calculate the primary shear force as well as secondary shear force. One will get the primary and secondary, then get the resultant. Once you find the resultant force, so you know resultant will be tau into A, and that is permissible stress which can material withstand. This is tau, and in the question mostly tau is given. Sometimes, you know, in the question they can ask the diameter also. So what you can write? You can write tau equal to R equal to tau into pi by 4 into d square. And what is d? D is the diameter of the rivet. So in some exam you will find that they will calculate the diameter instead of area. So slightly you can, it's slightly difficult, but yes, you can do this very easily. Okay, well, so now come to the next question, my dear friends. So this is our next question. You can see here a square thread screw is used to lift a load W by applying force F. Okay, efficiency of a screw thread is expressed as option A, the ratio of work done by W per revolution to work done by F per revolution. Well, option B, the ratio of work done by F per revolution to work done by W per revolution. That means opposite of A. And C is F upon W, D is W upon F. And yes, my dear friends, that question has been asked in GATE 2022 and having weightage of how much, my dear friends? 2 marks. That is a very easy, and that has been taken from the square threaded. And you know, my dear friend, what will be efficiency of a square thread? Always you can keep in mind, sir, this is output upon input. That is output upon input. What is output, my dear friends? This is always output work done by W. Okay, so this will be work done by W per revolution upon work done by F per revolution. Work done by F per revolution. And what will be answer, my dear friends? A is the right answer. So that has been taken from the square thread, and easily you could be able to solve the question like that. That was easy question. That was gift to you from GATE, because that is just on the asked on the formula based question. Only formula you have to remember, you could be able to solve this question. But yes, a student gets confused. It's a ratio of work done by F or W, so a student gets confused about that. So keep in mind, this is W, not F. Okay, work done by F per W per revolution to the work done by force or F per revolution. That thing you have to be keep in mind. First W will become, okay, then F will come. Well, now come to the next question, my dear friends. So yes, that is slightly difficult questions, but you know, sometimes a student gets confused just by the figure, just by seeing the figure, how it is a very difficult. But really, my dear friends, that is a very easy questions. Don't be feared just by seeing the questions. So what is the question in this question, my dear friends? So the base side of wire is fitted in a groove of metric screw such that the wire touches the flank of thread on the pitch line as shown in the figure. Okay, this is given. The pitch P and included angle of the thread are 4 mm and 60 degree. Well, respectively, the diameter of the base side wire is ... mm. Round up to the 2 decimal places, my dear friends. That is further NAT question, numerical answer type question. That question has been asked in GATE 2022, and yes, having weightage of how much? 1 marks, my dear friends. And that is taken from the threaded metric thread. So, my dear friends, what you can say? What is the dia of base side wire? What is the dia of base side wire? So, just keep in mind, dia of base size wire. This is always given by P upon 2 sec alpha, or we can say, sir, P upon 2 cos of alpha. So here what you have here, my dear friends, this angle is called included angle. This angle is called included angle, and 2 alpha is called included angle. Included angle. And this 2 alpha is given 60 degree. So what will be alpha, my dear friends? This will be 30 degree. Well, so in the formula, what is alpha? Alpha, not 2 alpha. So don't be confused. Sometimes a student instead of alpha put this value 60 degree, which will be wrong, my dear friends. That is included, and I have to take semi-included angle. So what will be dia, my dear friends? What will be dia? So we can say, sir, P upon 2. What is pitch? So sir, this is 4 upon 2 into cos of 30. And by solving this, we'll get this value, my dear friends, approximate 2.31 mm. And this, they are going to ask 2 decimal places, round off, so it will be 2.311. My dear friends, this question, mostly student what makes mistakes, they put here 60. That is the mistakes done by the student. They are going to choose 4 upon 2 cos of 60, like that. My dear friends, keep in mind that angle is included angle, but in the formula, including an angle is not given. This is semi-included. That thing you have to be only keep in mind. Then you could be able to solve the question like that. Don't make a mistake like that. Okay. Well, so easily we'll get the answer 2.31. Good. So it was an easy question. Now come to the next question. So my dear friends, that is the question. But this question from the, which one of the following cannot impart the linear motion in a CNC machine? So my dear friend, that question from the manufacturing. But let us consider. So which is going to which one of the following cannot impart linear motion? So, if you talk about linear motor, yes, it is going to impart the linear motion. Bell screw, yes, linear motion. Lead screw, yes, this is also going to give the linear motion. But my dear friends, if you talk about the chain and sprocket is never going to give the linear motion in the CNC machine. That's why which is not impart. So according to this, the correct answer is what, my dear friends? D. D is your correct answer. Okay, this is your correct answer, which will not impart the linear motion. So hopefully, my dear friends, the design of machine was, you can say, slightly easy question has been asked from this particular section, and you can attain the marks very easily. Okay, my dear friends. Yes, thank you. Thanks you all. Thank you a lot, and we'll meet in the next session.